Ferrari, synonymous with speed and beauty. It all began in the 1940s when Enzo Ferrari designed the first car to bear his name. With its 2-liter Colombo-designed V12 stuffed in front, this 166 Spider Corsa was the first Ferrari ever. It has undergone many alterations and transformations since its birth in 1947. Let's discuss a bit of its history with its current owner.
This car started life in 1947 as the Ferrari Works Grand Prix car. They built 3 cars in 47 only. This particular car was then used by Sommer in the Touring Grand Prix, which he won with this car. It then went through, it came back to the factory, was rebodied, and then sold to Gabriele Pisana, an Italian nobleman. And as such was also the very first Ferrari ever sold. From there he raced it in Italy, on the continent, and then down in South America. It was subsequently sold, and then I assume it came to the States somewhere in the early 50s. From then it was rebodied and was allowed to run itself right down into the ground. I guess the motor stopped and it just got dirty and ugly. And at that stage, Stanley Nowak bought the car and subsequently sold it on to Anthony Bamford in England, who's a notable Ferrari collector.
Cohen and Zunkel took delivery of the car from Bamford with only shreds of the original coachwork intact. Working from photographs and drawings, they painstakingly recrafted the body section by section. It took 3 years.
The actual serial number is 002C, and the legend is that the Italians were superstitious about odd numbers being the numbers of racing cars. So when this came out with the Ferrari badge on it, the first one to carry the badge, why it was designated 002C.
Authenticity is the name of the game in restoration, especially if it's the first Ferrari ever produced. Luigi Canetti, the man responsible for many of Ferrari's early racing victories, reflects on the restoration of one of the cars he knew so well.
The owner of those cars is, for sure, is a lover of this. For me, it's like a piece of art, like a nice painting. I see a 166. I love this car very, very much because I want to make some world record in 1947 and 48.
The early 50s saw the Mercedes 300 SL and then the D-Type Jaguar become a major force in European racing. In 1958, Ferrari was back in control with their very successful 250 series. They were produced in both short and long wheelbase versions. The 50s and 60s saw Ferrari as the world's top manufacturer of specialized GT automobiles. From 1955 to 1959, the 250 GT long wheelbase Ferraris dominated their classes in European racing. During those years, the Ferrari won the Tour de France every single year. In October of 1959, Ferrari ushered in a new Berlinetta design. The car was known as the 250 SWB for short wheelbase. With the drivetrain and chassis based on previous 250 models, the car sported a new Pininfarina design and was destined for both road and track use. Scaglietti remained the bodybuilder, and the car was available in two configurations, competition and street. Throughout its 3-year production run, 175 250 SWB models were constructed. Most had steel bodies with aluminum doors and lids. An all-aluminum version, as seen here, was also produced. The competition version also included plexiglass side and rear windows and aluminum trim, including aluminum bumpers. In its initial outings, the car ran in the sports car categories because it was not immediately homologated by the FIA as a GT car. But because of its superb performance, SWB models finished 4th, 6th, and 7th overall in their first race at the 1960 12 Hours of Sebring. Homologation papers were finally signed prior to Le Mans in June of 1960. And you know, you had to like Ferrari's chances at Le Mans. Not only was the car dominating the racing scene, but the team drivers were scattering the competition badly with the Testarossas at that time. The results were not too surprising at Le Mans that year. Ferraris took 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th overall, with the 250 SWB following the 1st and 2nd place Testarossas in the 4th slot. For the 6th consecutive year, Ferrari also swept the Tour de France, with SWBs taking the first 3 places in that prestigious event. To maintain reliability in his cars, Ferrari did not like to make wholesale design changes. The Colombo-designed V12 had worked well before and would work well again in the 250 series. We talked with owner Ed Swart about this much sought-after classic.
It was built in 1960, and it was owned by a Portuguese driver who became Portuguese champion in it in several hill climbs and races he did. And he raced it for about 3 years, and then the car went into a museum. Museum of Dr. de la Cerda in Portugal also, and he had it in